Maybe I always want to. Yes, ma'am. I pledge allegiance to
The flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. On roll call, Mrs. Brown Knight.
Here.
Mrs. Geldbaugh.
Here.
Mrs. Rankin.
Here.
Mr. York.
Here.
Me, here. Letter from Mr. Bartlett asking that his absence be excused. On roll call, Mrs. Brown Knight.
Wait, what, do we have to move?
So
I move that we excuse Mr. Bartlett from the meeting.
I will second that.
on roll call. Mrs. Brown Knight. I see I'm taking this serious, hurrying things.
Yeah. Yes.
Leah.
Yes.
Aye. Kelly.
Aye.
Randy.
Aye.
Aye. All
You
right.
don't get to vote.
The minutes. I do get to vote.
No, not as acting mayor.
I do get to vote.
All right.
She said I did.
You do?
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm still
okay.
counseling.
That's cool.
I was going to make a joke about the first runner-up, but I won't. Minutes. Has everybody read and gone through the minutes? Do we have any changes to the minutes? Nope. So I need a motion to approve the minutes in a second.
So moved.
Second.
Mrs. Brown Knight.
Aye.
Mrs. Geldbaugh. Aye. Mrs. Rankin.
Aye.
Mr. York.
Aye.
Aye. Communications. Do you have anything you want to say, Richard?
No.
Okay. And then permission to address council. Do we have anybody who wants to address council? We might make this in less than 20. Okay. Motion to pay the bills.
So moved.
Second.
Susan?
Aye.
Leah? Aye. Kelly?
Aye.
Randy?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. So Richard then reports. What is it? What did we do?
Well, usually the fiscal officer would read the report. Do you
Oh,
read the
oh.
fiscal report, or do you want Kelly to read the report?
That she wrote
She-
the
Do you
Public
want to
Works
read it?
report.
Oh.
Oh, go ahead.
I'm up. Me? Is it consensus that it's me?
Kelly, I don't think you need to read the whole report. You can just read it by title only.
But it's so little. It's not like a Bartlett report.
Wait a minute.
It's not a
I
finance committee report.
I wish you would read it, because I was actually confused by something in it. I'm sorry to say, so I would like.
Go ahead.
Oh, no. There's no questions allowed about the crosswalk.
Richard, can I have a signed one when you're done?
Public Works and Service Committee met on August 4th at 4:30 PM to discuss the request for the addition of a crosswalk from the entrance of the Marymount Library to Isabella Hopkins Park. Present at the meeting were Chairperson Kelly Rankin, committee members Rob Bartlett and Randy York, Village Engineer Chris Ertl, and Mayor Brown. The addition of a crosswalk crossing Pocahontas at the entrance to the library was discussed and determined that a mid-walk crosswalk between Wooster Pike and Rembold Avenue could potentially be dangerous as cars turning onto Pocahontas and/or cars turning south off of Warrior Way would not have sufficient time to react if pedestrians are in the street. The committee recommends against the addition of a crosswalk at the requested area. The committee also recommends that the crosswalk at Wooster and Pocahontas be repainted. Respectfully submitted, Kelly Rankin Chair, Rob Bartlett member, Randy York member.
All right, so here's my question. So when I was reading this, I wasn't clear. Crossing Pocahontas from the library to, like, at the intersection of Wooster, where Wooster goes on to Pocahontas, between the library and Isabella Hopkins Park, is that what you're talking about?
No, so actually, where you come onto the library,
Uh-huh,
straight across to Isabella Hopkins Park.
okay, so in the middle of.
Yeah,
No,
yeah, in the
It
middle.
would connect to where they have the new one, their
Okay,
new little
gotcha.
addition to
Okay.
the LE.
All right, all
Yeah,
right,
the-
all right, that
the-
clears that up. So I need a motion to accept the report?
Yes, please.
So moved. Second. Mrs. Brown Height,
Aye.
Mrs. Geldbaugh? Aye. Ms. Rankin?
Aye.
Mr. York?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Go back to my agenda now. So, Miscellaneous. Special meeting of council will meet Monday, 29th at 5:30 to discuss the strategic planning session report.
Yeah.
And next, we're going to resolutions. So the first resolution, are you going to be reading those?
No,
I can read them if you want.
yeah.
Okay. Resolution authorizing the granting of landscape and maintenance easement in favor of property located at 6490 Marymount Avenue and to declare emergency.
Where did my little cheat notes go? I wrote them in there. Oh, you're just gonna have to-
Okay, we need a motion and a second to suspend
Can I ask
the
a question?
rules.
Can I ask, Rob, were you involved with all of this? Yes. So, okay, it says right here.
Wait, can we do this and then have the discussion of
Okay.
the second
Oh, I'm
reading?
sorry. My
Second
bad.
reading? Okay, so a motion and a second to suspend the rules to allow for the second and third reading.
So moved.
Second.
Ms. Brownite?
Aye.
Ms. Gelbaugh? Aye. Ms. Rankin?
Aye.
Mr. York?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, now we'll have the second reading. Resolution authorizing the granting of landscape and maintenance easement in favor of property located at 6490 Marymount Avenue and to declare emergency.
Now we have, okay. It's got, it
And a girl.
says here, nearing completion of construction of the residence, the builder has determined that it is in the best interest of the property to have the ingress and egress easement previously granted be paved into a driveway. He wasn't gonna put a driveway in before?
He wasn't gonna put a driveway before.
Where-
There's just practically not a lot of space with what's left over with the house that's already there. So he wants to create a green space between the existing 6500 and the new 6490.
So he wants to separate the driveways with the
Wants to
green
separate the
space.
driveway, and also there's utilities that would be run underneath there, and that would keep them from being underneath a paved surface. I don't know if I have a few supporting pictures. if you want.
Sure. I just wanna, I don't really know I just wanna know if this is contrary to what we should be doing. Do you agree with this?
Yes.
Okay.
But if you look at, Pastor, this is the aerial view.
Right.
This is just 20 feet. And in fact, we had a previous easement that the O'Briens, when they lived here, worked with the village for access to the street. But you can see it really doesn't give them much opportunity here to do anything. So he's asking for some space over here that he could have his driveway, still not touch their driveway, have a little bit of grass. That's essentially what he's doing.
And now, I'm sorry, this an easement, was this the paper street?
Oh, yes. Well, that's where his
So-
driveway was kind of phantomed in, but it's only 20 feet here. It's very, very narrow. It doesn't allow the opportunity to do any landscaping or puts all the utilities below concrete. So he's gonna create a berm of several feet of green space and then put another driveway here on the side.
And then the new house is back here, right?
That's correct.
Okay.
So in your view, this is consistent with,
Yeah. I
Building
think what
codes
sh-
and
What should have
easements.
been done whenever they created this parcel with only 20 foot, it should have been like 30 feet. I think that was sort of, I don't know, I think people wanted to minimize the size of that panhandle, but in reality, it wasn't a good solution to give them a good driveway in that limited space.
Susan and Leah, did you want to see the,
I'm good.
okay.
We're good.
It's the house down by the pool.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's just kind of a top view of the existing driveway where the property line goes. And he doesn't really have his space in this 20-foot swath to put a driveway in and not screw up this guy's driveway. So we add a little bit of, we give him an easement to build a little bit on this side of the line.
Okay.
Did you want to see Marcy?
Yeah, just real quick. You don't have to go through the explanation again. Okay, so it's just going to be this, yeah. Yep.
So it gives him a little bit of space over here to
Right.
actually construct a driveway, not screw up these people's driveway.
Got it.
As opposed to a shared driveway type.
As
I mean,
opposed
it,
to one large shared driveway with all the utilities, you just put in underneath concrete.
thanks, Rod.
Okay, we need the third reading?
All right, resolution authorizing the granting of landscape and maintenance easement in favor of property located at 6490 Marymount Avenue and to declare emergency.
So I need a motion and a second to adopt the resolution.
So
or the-
moved.
Yeah, the resolution.
So moved.
Second?
On roll call, Mrs. Brown Knight?
Aye.
Mrs. Gelbaugh? Aye. Ms. Rankin?
Aye.
Mr. York?
aye.
Aye. And then finally, I need a motion and a second to invoke the emergency clause.
So moved.
Second.
Ms. Gelbaugh, Ms. Brownett,
Aye.
I can read. Mrs. Gelbaugh? Aye. Ms. Rankin?
Aye.
Mr. York?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay.
All right, that's the first one. And then we have another resolution.
Authorizing expenditure from American Rescue Plan Act funds and to declare emergency.
Okay. That's the first move. So I need a motion to allow for the second and third readings.
So moved.
Second.
And suspend the rules, okay.
Aye.
Ms. Brown Act?
Okay.
Aye.
Ms. Gelbaugh?
Aye.
Mrs. Rankin?
Aye.
Mr. York?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, so we,
Authorizing, I'm sorry.
go ahead.
Authorizing expenditure from American Rescue Plan Act funds and to declare emergency.
Any discussion? Third reading?
Authorizing expenditure from American Rescue Plan Act funds and to declare emergency.
So moved. Oh.
Second.
Ms. Brown Act?
Aye.
Ms. Gelbaugh?
Aye.
Mrs. Rankin?
Aye.
Mr. York?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, and
A little,
finally,
little quick at the gun there, aren't you?
I need a motion to invoke the emergency,
Started, I
a
can't
motion and a
stop.
second to invoke the emergency clause.
So moved.
Second.
Wait a minute. I'm sorry, I didn't get it. I'm sorry.
I moved.
Okay.
Randy seconded.
Aye.
Mrs. Gelbaugh?
Aye.
Ms. Rankin?
Aye.
Mr. York?
Aye.
Aye.
Change that, you can call it script.
All right,
Okay.
let's see. We have another resolution to form a diversity and inclusion committee. This is the first reading. Who's going to do the first reading?
Resolution to form a diversity and inclusion committee. So we have the first reading, we'll have the second reading at the next meeting.
Okay.
And if I might, Marcia, what I'd say too, the only thing that needs to be included and discussed at the next meeting is how many members you want on this committee. Okay, and then we can fill it in at that point in time and decide. So Susan, you kind of took the laboring oar on this, so you can talk with the other council members and see what you think, okay?
Thank you.
All right, moving on. The next resolution is to confirm appointments, yay, of members of the Community Reinvestment Housing Council and to appoint a housing officer.
You just read it.
Okay.
We're good. Okay.
All right. And moving on to ordinances, or do we have one more resolution? Okay, we're moving on to ordinances.
Okay.
Do you
An
want
ordinance authorizing application and contracting with the Ohio Public Works Commission.
This is the second reading. Does anybody have anything they want to discuss about this?
Okay.
Okay.
Next one. Approval and granting consent to the Director of the Ohio Department of Transportation Authority to apply, maintain, and repair standard longitudinal pavement markings and erect regulatory and warning signs on state highways inside village corporate limits, and giving consent of the village for the Ohio Department of Transportation to remove snow and ice and use snow and ice control material on state highways inside the village corporate limits, and giving consent of the village for the Ohio Department of Transportation to perform maintenance and/or repair on state highways inside the village corporation.
That's the second reading. Do we have any points of discussion?
Hmm?
Is that the second reading?
Mm-hmm. Okay,
All right.
Pretty cut and dry what they want to do.
Is that it?
that's it.
Okay, well, I'll get back to my agenda. What do we have next? Here it is. Oh, yeah, the task list. I am going to move, again, since Mayor Brown is not here and he has a lot of these, that we limit the discussion to one particular item that Mrs. Brownite would like to update us on.
I just wanted to reflect in the minutes that we have followed up again with Duke Energy, Cincinnati Bell, and Spectrum. I'm happy to provide the details, but that is moving forward. Spectrum has completed every poll but 5 and has been very, very responsive and receptive. So Duke Energy, a little bit at this juncture, or Duke Energy has assigned a project manager that is supposed to be reaching out to give us an update to ensure the coordination is happening with Cincinnati Bell. And that is my update.
Great.
Can I ask you a favor?
Yes,
So you said Duke Energy is assigning a project manager to it?
they've already assigned a
Okay. Do
project
you,
manager.
do you mind sharing in an email who that person is?
I would love to as soon as I find out that project manager
Oh,
is supposed
okay.
to call me.
Okay.
The Duke Energy, our Duke Energy contact texted me and said a project manager has been assigned and will be reaching out to you.
Oh, okay. Thanks.
But yes, the name remains a mystery.
That's the part that scares me.
Leah, did you have something you wanted?
Yeah, I wanted to ask about the task list and having to go through our committees and addressing what we're all working on. I mean, it seems like we don't really need to do it every single meeting, that we could do it quarterly instead of going through the list, because it does seem to add a lot of time to our meetings. And I would just like to see if we could agree to like doing it quarterly instead of at every meeting, the task.
So are you moving to change it to
So
quarterly?
would you like
Yes.
to make a motion?
Okay.
Yes.
Can we discuss?
I need a second.
Second? Now can I discuss?
Yeah.
Okay, roll
So-
call. Wait a minute, roll call.
Oh, what vote before
No, it's-
she can discuss?
Well, somebody moved and somebody seconded, so we're going
So
to
we need to do roll call.
roll call to go ahead.
Okay,
Yes.
all right. Ms. Brownett?
I apologize, it's a point of procedure. So I would like to discuss it more and understand more the thought behind it. I'm not initially supportive of it, but I certainly would be comfortable discussing it. I don't know if other folks are seeing it also as a problem. But so how does that work? Do I have to vote
Well,
no, and then we discuss it? I'm open to changing my vote.
no, you don't want to vote first. I think technically this should be placed on the agenda for us to talk about. And all you have to do, Leah, is call Joni and say, hey, would you add for discussion only purposes?
Okay.
The length of time between these task force meetings, because I'm sure Rob's got feelings that he'd want to do them every single council meeting. Quarterly, this isn't
Yeah.
my call, but quarterly may not be enough, but certainly I think you can get it down to once every 2 meetings, once every 3 meetings.
Yeah.
Because I agree with you. It's hard to get a lot done on these tasks in
In
just
2
2 weeks.
Yeah, and that's kind of what I was thinking is
Well, it's
that,
actually 4 weeks, because we
Right.
do every other.
yeah.
Because why?
We do it every other. We do task lists.
Is that how we've been doing every other?
Yeah,
We
we
alternate.
need,
So
in
it's
one
actually
meeting.
4
4 weeks in between.
It just seems like everyone.
It sure does.
But yeah, let's put it on the agenda for
Yeah, just
discussion
put it
for
on
the
the
next
agenda,
meeting.
talk about it next time.
Okay, thank you.
I think that's
Okay.
fair too, because I'm
Yeah.
sure both Bill and Rob have their feelings about it.
All right,
Okay.
well,
Hit it.
meeting adjourned.
Holy
Yeah.
cannoli.
Shortest
That's,
ever. Marcy, you win.
And I was just
home yet.
thinking,
Gordon
it's
hasn't
just
got a
nice
girlfriend now.
because it doesn't give you a whole lot of time. Like, I've been doing some of this stuff